Hi, this is Bella, also known as Bella Rebellion. Today we're going to make a DIY band tank top, washed out and all cut up. So today we're going to use an Attic shirt as an example. I got this at the show in New York, October 3rd. It was a good show. So here we're going to use that. First you want to lay the shirt down flat and make sure it's all straight up and not folded anywhere, because the next step is you're going to grab one of these like scrubber things and you're gonna scruff it up. The one I'm using today is for making like marks on the shirt itself, but the harder like circle one that I have is for making holes in the shirt. But in other cases, the one that has like the circle shape is also for scruffing it up. But this shirt was a little difficult because it was a better print than some cheaper shirts that you can get on eBay or whatever. So here I am scruffing up the shirt, and then I'm going to use this one to make holes all over the print and the shirt so it lines up better. And you can do this wherever you want, just make sure not to make huge rips that the whole shirt's going to be destroyed, unless if you want that. I guess that's cool. Now I'm going to cut off the sleeves of the shirt. I'm going to go through the seam to do it, but then I'm going to make more of a smaller strap by cutting off more. Now I'm going to cut off the neckline of the shirt. I'm not exactly doing the exact neckline, but I'm going to go like that. But make sure it's pretty even, or else it'll look really weird. But make sure you kind of do it in a little pattern so it doesn't look too uneven. I'm going to cut like that on the neckline, but I'm going to make sure it's all even so it doesn't look uneven on each side. But I'll try to go as much down because I want a lower cut to the flag as possible, but I want it to stop around there. So I'm about to cut off a little more of each sleeve, like I said I was earlier, to make a little smaller strap. I'm just cutting off a little bit, not the whole entire sleeve hole, but just a little chunk out of it, and then I'll straighten up the extra fabric later. Now what you want to do is grab your bowl of water, then you're going to put all your powders and stuff in there to make the shirt a little lighter than it actually is. So I'm going to use this RIT color remover. It's a little stained because I've had it for a long time. But then you're going to add some OxiClean to the water also. So you're going to end up scooping that out of there. Make sure it's all stirred nice in there. Make sure it's not clumpy. You're going to stir that all up, but now I'm going to add my RIT color remover, and you're going to put that in there, make sure the water's all cloudy, stir that up, and then you're going to put your shirt in there. It doesn't matter how or however you want, but you're just going to make sure it's in there and all soaking wet. I put it in for about 5 hours, so it'll be a sort of charcoal color, but the longer you put it in there, the lighter it will be, and you can end up making it like a light gray if you put it in there for about a day. So it's been 5 hours. I'm going to empty this water into my shower and show you guys the shirt. I think it turned out pretty good. It's still a little dark because it's wet, but I'm going to end up drying it out, soaking it out. I put a towel down here so I can end up putting the shirt on it, just so my shower doesn't get completely destroyed or I have to scrub everything off with the OxiClean color remover. Now I'm going to wait for the shirt to dry. So here's the final process of drying and everything. It took about like 2 days to fully dry, and I finally hung it up the second day and it dried way quicker. So yeah, we're gonna try to remove a little bit of these black stains just by cutting some things off and adding more things to the shirt, but I don't know how to undo that. So here we are, here's the full one laid down. So what we're gonna do is sew some red stuff on the top just over the neckline and cut that off. So what we're going to do here is add some red fabric, sew that onto there, and I'm going to cut a little excess off of the fabric and later in the video. And then I'm going to make kind of a V-neck with the fabric. So basically I'm using a red shirt I cut up and just using the sleeve of that, and it's going to perfectly fit the neckline. Here's the shirt, and basically I just pinned everything there. You need that. What you want to do is things in the middle like that, and you're gonna like tie it together. You're just gonna tie it, so put that under. Then I would do a double knot just in case. You're just gonna go like up and down, up and down, up and down, and you will soon get this. So, here's the shirt. I think it turned out pretty good. I'm selling this for 35 bucks on my Instagram, Rebellion Custom Punkwear. You can either email me or DM me, and this will be yours. So here's the side, here's the back. It took about 2 days to make, but it's okay. I had fun doing it. Thank you guys for watching, and come back soon.